Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great Friday, and thank you guys so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, we're going back to Wave 1 of the Turtles of Grayskull line, and we'll do a very quick review of Leonardo, the heroic Ninja Turtle leader. We'll look at him in the packaging. Unfortunately, I will not be unboxing him, guys. I'm sorry about that, until I get my second version of the entire Wave 1. So we'll look at him in the packaging, we'll look at all his items he comes with, look at the beautiful artwork, and hopefully have a lot of fun, guys. So here we go. So we have the Turtles of Grayskull logo right there with the heroic He-Man and Leonardo on the top corners of the packaging right there. Beautiful purposely blue sky right there. Turtles of Grayskull. Leonardo, the heroic Ninja Turtle leader, with some vintage purplish green rocks blasting around right there. What we've seen in Origins with the red rocks right there. The figure himself, there's Leo right there. Very, very cool. My second Ninja Turtle ever. Yes, believe it or not, this is my second Ninja Turtle figure in my entire collection, my entire life. My first one was Donnie. You got the Master Universe logo right there. You got the Ninja Turtles next to each other right there. Very, very cool. All right, look around to the back. This amazing, beautiful artwork right there of Leo taking on Shredder right there. This might be Super Shredder maybe. With Grayskull in the background right there. These two swords right there. Very, very cool. It does include a comic book right there. And when I do my, this is like part one of a two-part series of this, particular. So when I get my second versions of these figures for Wave 1, I will be doing an unboxing on the channel, with you guys. So stay tuned for that, guys. There we go. There's these weapons of choice right there. It's got, looks like it almost like it turns into a power sword in some way. And it does break apart for two swords right there. Or you can have it combined to make one power sword right there for Leo. Kind of reminds me of Keldor right there from the from the 2000X line, where you had two types of swords to conform to one. Of course, the Crosso of the other figures right there. So very, very cool. And I've done reviews of Donnie and He-Man right there on the channel. I'd like to go back and check those out. Please do. All right, let's read about Leo here. What it says here. All right. An explosion from the Technodrome sends the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles across dimensions to Eternia. Now, with the tech from Man-at-Arms Armory, Leo leads his brothers into a battle for the power of Grayskull. Very, very cool. Love the artwork here. I love the look of Leo here in this picture. It would kind of be nice to have Skeletor here, too. So he can take on, not just Shredder, but Skeletor, too. Alright, but back to the figure himself. And I like what I see here. I do like the fact that, with Leo, you have this, He-Man-esque armor here. So maybe the sorceress maybe granted him some temporary or some, unlimited, not unlimited, but some powers from Grayskull to help him take on, not just He-Man, because you remember in He-Man, he's been transformed to that mutated, form of He-Man. So maybe the sorceress maybe granted him some powers to help him, overtake not just Shredder, but, Skeletor and maybe He-Man. So I do like that. I like the look of the big, L right there. Kind of reminds you of that He-Man-esque armor right there. Big old, what do you call it? Like the shoulder armor right there for both. Really cool-esque belt right there. It comes with another wrist armor as well. Now, I do like this, but I do prefer Donnie's armor more than Leo's. And it would have been also really cool if, in the back right there, if, these figures would have gotten a nice, soft, good fur on the figures. I think that would have a really nice touch with these figures here. But, and I also like the fact that, the shields, or the shells, do form to shields. I do like that. I think that's a really cool touch right there they've done with these figures here. With, Leo and Donnie, I'm sure, Raph and Mikey, will have the same feature as well, removing the shell to create a shield for them. I think even Man at Arms has that same option as well. I like that. I think that's a cool little thing they did. I like I do like the sort of, this kind of version, somewhat of a sort of power, you know, that, Leo has in some form. Because remember back in the, with the '80s version, in the first wave of, Origins, He-Man and Skeletor shared, their own versions of the Power Sword when you combine them to make the full Power Sword. And so, some way I feel like they're trying to do that with this in some slight, weird way. I like that though. Very, very cool. Yeah, if you didn't know, when I did my Donnie review, guys, I'm a big Turtles fan. I love the Ninja Turtles. I grew up watching the Turtles, the cartoon from the '90s, to all the movies that came out. I saw them all in the theaters, and I played all the games. But I never owned, until now, any action figures from the Ninja Turtles line. And of course, the Ninja Turtles line, just like He-Man, is a big, massive property, with all kinds of different versions and stuff like that for Ninja Turtles. And I guess, like I told, in my Donnie review, I also was for me, bigger than Ninja Turtles for me was the superhero shows like Batman and Superman and X-Men and Spider-Man. All those, took a little bit step, they were a little bit more, really cooler to me than Ninja Turtles, if that makes sense. But, the Ninja Turtles line is an amazing line. They've done a lot of crossover events, and He-Man's just one of them. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see where this is going to go and stuff like that. But I'm curious, guys, how you feel about the Ninja Turtles crossover with He-Man and stuff like that. But there you go, guys. There's a look at Leo right there. And all these figures have that same basic Origins-based body like the vintage Origins figures, not the cartoon collection. Now, the cartoon collection is a little bit, different right there. But I do believe, like, with all these figures, right, you can, pop the head off, you can pop the arms off, you can pop it from the waist, you can mix and match, you can change up, however you feel, and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting, for customizers, to really create some really cool figures and stuff like that. Also, guys, we've seen pictures. I think I said this with the He-Man review yesterday on Thursday's review. Now we've seen images of, we have Leo and we have Donnie and we have Raph, but there has been no images yet of a live action figure of Mikey. Michelangelo has been missing, but if you do get these figures here, guys, if you already have it, you probably already know this, the comic itself that comes with this does show an image. I wish I could show you better, guys. I really does show in the back here a picture of Mikey in his Eternia gear. So I cannot wait to see that, in live action form, or in toy figure form of Mikey and stuff like that. Maybe they might do a deluxe form of him, or a mini deluxe form. So I'm very curious, when we're going to be seeing Mikey, put out, in the figure form. We're going to see some images of him finally. But yeah, but I am intrigued. I am very intrigued to see where this is going to take us. How, if we're going to have a lot of waves and stuff like that, we're going to get some play sets. I'm very curious if you saw the back of that packaging of the He-Man yesterday, you saw their version of the slime pit, and I'm curious if that's going to be one of their playsets for this toy line here, this crossover toy line here, guys. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here, guys. I can't wait to show you more figures for, this Turtles of Grayskull crossover event with He-Man. One more shot before we close it up here. There's He-Man, and like I was right, too, because all the good guys will have He-Man and, and Leo here, in the top. If you have somebody from, like Krang, probably will have, Shredder and Skeletor in the top of the packaging. Here, right there. Nice, you get a nice side shot right there. And I can't wait to open these up, guys. And I can't. So stay tuned for that too, guys. This is like part one of a two-part, review here. I'm curious if the hands can be removed, from the body and give them like normal hands, maybe like Mossman's hands and stuff like that. So I'm really curious. Or like someone like, like Cobra Khan, a couple content, or just change it up. It's all about customization. It's however you wish to create your own figure, which is very cool. It's one thing I do love about the Origins line. If you can be creative as and you can put everything back normally, if you wish. All right, guys. There we go. So look at Leo here, the heroic Ninja Turtles leader, and I guess while He-Man is out right now or being mind controlled by the ooze, I guess he might be the full leader right now. You can see that all the Ninja Turtles are probably going to have that Man-at-Arms-esque armor here. So they all, went to Man-at-Arms to help, with some, armor and some equipment here. This is very cool. Also like the wrist braces, the vintage He-Man, gauntlets or braces, that each figure has. All right, guys. I'd like to take the time now, guys, to thank my subscribers. If you made it this far in the video and haven't subscribed, please subscribe, guys. I love talking with you guys all things Masters of the Universe, like the Turtles of Grayskull here, to the Origins line here, which is the Vintage line here. I guess you can call that the Vintage line now. To the Turtles, the cartoon collection that's coming out very, very soon. I can't wait to do that. To the Masters line. To the CGI. Now, of course, CGI line is now done now, guys. But if you'd like to go back and check out those reviews I've done on the channel, you're more happy to do that, and thank you for doing that. Hit that like button, guys, and thank you for doing that, guys. It helps me out a lot. It helps me grow my channel, helps more people to subscribe and look at my, my channel and stuff like that. So thank you for hitting that like button, guys. I really, really appreciate it, guys. All right. And hit that notification bell when you upload new videos. And tomorrow we're looking at the final figure, which I think is probably the best one out of the whole bunch here, and which is Man-at-Arms. We'll look at him in the packaging, and we'll look at it, all his items he comes with. He looks amazing. I think he's the best one out of the entire set right now for Wave 1 is Man-at-Arms. So I cannot wait to show you guys that. Also, guys, in the mail, I did get, and I will be doing a review very soon after probably Man-at-Arms. I did get my fan favorite right there, She-Ra figure. This is my 4th version of She-Ra here in the Origins toy line. And like the other 3, there's slight differences between this figure here and the other 3. And like the other 3, I'm not going to unbox her. Believe it or not, I'm still looking for my my first unboxing of She-Ra in the Origins line. But there are some slight differences that makes me want to keep her in the box, including the fact that she's unpunched. Get the fan favorite right here. But it's some differences in the packaging as well with She-Ra. So yeah, once again, my 4th She-Ra, believe it or not, I'm going to show you all my She-Ras, that I have in Origins, and I have not one unboxed yet. So stay tuned for that. So after the Man-at-Arms review, we'll look at She-Ra, the Princess of Power. Alright, so stay tuned for that, guys. Alright. Alright, also, guys, share this video, guys, who has a passion and a love for collecting all things Masters of the Universe. Could be the Turtles of Grayskull line coming now, with the Origins now, Masterverse, the cartoon collection, even the Masters of the WWE Universe. That was another He-Man crossover event with superstars of the WWE Universe. To CGI, from the 80s vintage line. I'm looking, to get my hands on my very first, well, not my first, vintage Triclops from the 80s. I'm looking, online, so if I can find one at a good price. I can't wait, because Triclops is my favorite figure of all time, and I'm looking to hopefully get an 80s version of Triclops. So I can't wait, guys. So we have 80s, we have the classics, we have the Super 7, Mondo, New Adventures, 2000X. I mean, CG. I mean, it goes on and on. It's just incredible, amazing. 40 years of this amazing product, guys. All right. So, guys, I hope you guys have a great Friday, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Take care, guys, and have a good one.